Enjoying wine's a great thing to do, but made so much better when you have the right tools. But besides glasses, what else should you have on hand? Master sommelier Evan Goldstein reveals his essential wine survival kit that comes to the rescue every time. If you're building a wine survival kit, I guess the first thing you want to start with, Evan, is a good wine opener.
Yeah, you need a really good corkscrew to be able to get that cork out of the bottle. Now, there's a lot of types of corkscrews available on the market, and you're going to find a little bit of everything from the so-called Jack LaLanne model that goes up and down to the Osso. You've got everything. But what I like at the end of the day is your sort of basic waiter's corkscrew. It has all the tools that you need. First of all, you need a knife. You need a blade to be able to actually remove the foil off of it, and a lot of these other models don't have that. The second thing it has a perfect auger or screw here that's got roughly 5 to 5.5 turns, long enough to get in there and make sure you've got a good grip on the cork, but not too long so that you're actually going to penetrate it, so you get cork dust all over your wine. If you do a good job there, you lever it out, it's going to be easy, and these are fast, they're fun, and you can spend a lot of money on one, but you don't really have to either. Something like that is quite reasonably priced.
Good. So I certainly have a decanter at home, and I can't tell you that I use it a lot. For me, it's more decorative, but do they really serve a good purpose? Should we be using it?
Most of us drink our red wines pretty young. So basically taking a bottle of wine such as this, taking your decanter, having a nice wide opening like that, and glug, glug, glug the wine into the decanter to ensure that you get air contact with the wine. This particular one that we have here actually has a wide base, which is good because the more air you can incorporate, the more of the aromatics the wine is going to be able to show for you. Sometimes, however, we will decant for sediment. As red wines get older, they throw deposit. So what I generally will do is, for an older bottle, get a light source, a candle, but even a flashlight would work like that. And you would literally, again, without spilling it all over yourself, pour the wine through here, and then right when you start to see that sediment hit the neck, that's when you'd stop. The sediment's heavier than the rest of the wine. It'll fall back into the bottle. You end up with nice, clear wine to be able to enjoy.
All right. Now, this weighs almost nothing, but it serves a big purpose.
Absolutely. Really big purpose. Many times people will not finish the entire bottle over a meal. Maybe not a problem for you and me, but oftentimes we'll have a glass of wine and, yeah, I'm done for the evening. So what do you do with that leftover wine? Again, there are a lot of devices on the market. The VacuVin is one, but my favorite, bar none, is the Private Preserve. This little can, which weighs like nothing, is basically filled with a combination of argon and nitrogen. So you take your remaining bottle, you basically go in, you sparge it 3 or 4 times in there, pull it out, and then the next thing you know, you've basically displaced the oxygen with argon and nitrogen, and it sits like a little fog bank or seal. You pop your cork on it, and you can enjoy this wine over the next 3 to 4 days. Again, each time you sort of remove the cork, resparge it, but it's beautiful. Costs like $10.
And it keeps your wine from going funky.
You sure does, yeah.
Now, we've got wine gadgets, but this looks like a wine toy.
Yeah, this is actually a fun little product. It looks a little bit like drumsticks or something. It's called the Wedge, and this is literally set when you need to wedge wine in. If you're, particularly for white wines, if you're having some friends over at the 11th hour and you need to jam that bottle of refrigerator, in the refrigerator, we've got all this other stuff going on. All you need to do is find a little bit of a corner, you find your little thing, you literally, no pun intended, wedge the wine in there, and it doesn't move, which is great, and it works wonderfully. If you have a big party, let's say Thanksgiving, Christmas, you can actually stack up 6 or 9, clear out a shelf, and you're set.
I love it. That's so fun, your little wine pyramid.
It's great, and if you don't want to use it exclusively for wine, you can use it for beer, soda, whatever you want to do. It does the job.
Brilliant. Well, travel being what it is today in our post-9/11 world, we can't carry on wine anymore, and it can be a problem if you're trying to put a nice bottle of wine in a suitcase. What should you do?
That's a great question. If you've actually ever gone by security, you'd be surprised how many bottles of wine end up getting broken into bins. So what I want to avoid people shouldn't do right off the bat is take that bottle of wine, wrap it in a sweater, throw it in your suitcase and expect, that it's going to be okay. May not, and you'll be completely stressed out for the entire trip. So this particular device is called the BottleWise, and it's sort of like a mini little suitcase that fits inside your suitcase, and within this actual packet you have this pouch, and inside the pouch you have this sort of plastic, almost zip-like bag. You take your bottle of wine, you put it inside, sort of wedge it in like that, seal this up, shut it, put it in the bag, and you're going to be fine. It's actually quite padded, but even if it were to break, God forbid, it's inside a plastic liner, so it's not going to get over your socks and underwear.
What a great idea. And with that, we have packed up, I think, Evan, a pretty nice wine survival kit.